The ocean is a vast and mysterious place, and all sorts of creatures reside inside of it. Due to its size, a large number of species are often poorly documented and sometimes never discovered to begin with. Fish and sharks of significant size can go practically unnoticed for centuries. Whenever they eventually are caught or washed ashore dead, people think they've caught a completely new species, despite it being known for quite a long time. These rare fish are not well understood, causing some people to believe they are defective forms of other animals or straight up mythical creatures. One of these mystery fish's appearance and behavior has confused scientists and the public for centuries. The luvar is a somewhat girthy fish that grows up to 6.5 feet long and weighs up to 300 pounds, although they are usually a decent bit smaller. They come in a variety of colors, usually a silvery metallic color, but sometimes getting an orange or pinkish tint. Their face is located quite low on the body, giving it an appearance of being somewhat intelligent, although there is not much going on inside of its noggin. The larvae are transparent, their bodies covered in small spots that fade with age. They have much larger dorsal and anal fins, which also shrink as the fish gets older. This species has a global distribution, being found in all oceans besides the Southern Ocean, from the south side of Alaska, all throughout the tropics, and down to the northern tip of New Zealand. Although it is found in the Atlantic, it is relatively rare in the western half, being more common around the Mediterranean. They like to live in open waters, usually around the surface. Similar to another strange large pelagic fish, the sunfish, the luvar's diet consists mostly of jellyfish and other jelly-adjacent creatures, such as comb jellies themselves. These animals are low in nutrients, causing the species to live a mostly nomadic lifestyle, traveling long distances. While they have similar traits to other fast ocean fish, such as tunas and swordfish, they have very low muscle mass, and it's theorized that they spend most of their time moving slowly. However, their high density, along with specialized blood transportation systems, allows them to conserve heat more efficiently than other fish and travel to colder areas, although they aren't true warm-blooded animals like you and I. They are usually solitary, but in late spring and throughout the summer they spawn, with females being able to release millions of eggs. The luvar was first described in 1810 by Constantin Rafinesque, who was a self-educated botanist born in France. Its name comes from the Sicilian name for the common Pandora, which is Luvari imperiale. I suppose it looks similar to someone who's only ever seen two fish before. Due to it being different enough from all other known species, it was placed into its own family, Luvaridae. More on its relatives later. While they are extremely widespread, they are barely ever seen alive in the wild, due to preferring deep waters away from the coast and being mostly solitary. That being said, they are occasionally caught in nets by offshore fishermen as bycatch. Their meat is said to be delectable, comparable in texture to wagyu, which leads to it sometimes being called the best eating fish in the ocean. This, compared with their rarity, means they are some of the most expensive fish you can possibly find, going for around $40 to $60 per pound. One fish could easily net you hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars. What exactly is a luvar? This is a question that has puzzled scientists for quite a while. It has multiple odd traits that appear to belong to a bunch of different fish families. If you were to take a look at these fish, which one do you think the luvar would be most related to? This is a trick question, as it's not closely related to any of these. The luvar was originally thought to be a Corangid, the family which contains mahi-mahi, trevlies, and other such fish, and despite sharing some similarities, there are not many internal structures that closely match the family. They were also suggested to be related to scombrids, and there are some strange scombrid species, such as a butterfly kingfish, which does look somewhat similar to our fishy friend, but it was found that they were just generic adaptations for life in the open sea. Another proposition was that it belonged to the order Lampriformes, but there were no real connections to the order besides it being composed of random strange fish. In fact, its true closest relative looks nothing like it at all, although they may be a familiar face to some. As it turns out, the luvar is essentially just Dory's fat uncle. The species share many similarities in bone structure to others in its order, and the juveniles share much more features with surgeonfish and tangs before they're shed as they mature, such as the iconic tail spines. Luvaris may be the only extant genus inside of Luvaridae, but the family contains a few extinct species. One of these earliest of these species, Kushlukia, looks somewhat like a normal fish that we found within Acanthuriformes, and as the family evolved further away from their ancestors, they look more similar to the species that's alive today. But that begs the question, why did a fish from a mostly reef-dwelling family turn into a giant jellyfish eater? Odd as it may seem, this isn't the first time something like this has happened. The same process happened to the sunfish, which arguably went through a much weirder evolutionary path than the luvar to arrive at a similar spot. The main driving force behind its evolution may have been its changing environments. One of the features surgeonfish and luvar share is the large size of their larvae, which are some of the biggest amongst fish. Surgeonfish larvae are known as acroneurus and are pelagic, only truly developing their main features once out of the pelagic stage. It has been speculated that if the species were forced to stay in a planktonic stage for longer due to loss of habitat, they might have started adapting to a life in the open ocean, becoming much larger in size and evolving the iconic features we know the luvar by today. The luvar is an interesting case of divergent evolution, showing the adaptability animals can display when forced to change their lifestyle due to outside influences. It has managed to maintain a mysterious presence in the scientific community and popular media, and to this day little is known about it. Its elusive nature ensures that the luvar remains a fascinating subject for future research and discovery. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions for future videos or tips on how I can improve, I'd love to hear them. That's all for now. See you in the next video.